The morning rush was brutal in downtown Toronto. Bitter wind slicing through glass towers, businessmen barking into phones, and a delivery man named Ryan Miles clutching 3 trays of steaming coffee that smelled like hope and exhaustion. He had 10 minutes to make it up 40 floors, or the corporate order would be refunded and his paycheck docked again. What he didn't know was that behind one of those glass walls, a woman, the CEO herself, would soon stop the world to ask him one simple question. "Why do you look so familiar?" Ryan's hands trembled as he pushed through the revolving doors of Hale Industries. His jacket was worn at the elbows, the company's brown delivery logo fading with every wash. He checked the order slip again. 6 double espressos, 2 lattes, 1 almond cappuccino. Floor 40, Alexandra Hale, the CEO. He didn't care who that was. All that mattered was finishing the shift and getting home to his daughter before she fell asleep. The elevator hummed upward, the city lights reflecting in its mirrored walls. He could see the fatigue under his eyes, late-night dishwashing shifts, early morning coffee runs, everything blending together in a haze of survival. When the doors opened, he stepped into silence and marble. The reception desk gleamed like ice. "Delivery for Ms. Hale," he muttered, placing the trays down. The receptionist pointed to a frosted glass door at the end of the hall. "You can take it in. She's expecting it." He hesitated. CEOs didn't expect him, but he walked in anyway. And that's when he heard a voice, soft, commanding, unmistakably warm. "You can set them there. Thank you, Mr." He turned. The woman at the desk looked like power itself, sleek black suit, hair pinned in a perfect twist. Her eyes, though, softened when they met his. "Miles," he said awkwardly. "Ryan Miles." Alexandra froze. That name, that voice. Her heart stuttered for a moment before she forced a polite smile. "Thank you, Mr. Miles," she said, but her mind was already racing through memories buried beneath years of success. Ryan left the office, unaware that he had just shaken something deep in Alexandra's past. She sat at her desk long after he left, her coffee untouched. That name? She remembered it. Ryan Miles. The boy who used to live next door, who'd saved her little brother from falling through the frozen lake one winter. She had never seen him again after her family moved to Vancouver. Later that afternoon, she called her assistant. "Find out which company handles our coffee deliveries," she said casually. The assistant didn't question it. CEOs didn't need reasons for curiosity. Meanwhile, Ryan trudged through the slush outside, counting coins for bus fare. His phone buzzed. A photo of his daughter, Ella, grinning with missing front teeth. "Daddy, I drew you at work," the caption read. His chest tightened. Every shift, every ache was worth it for her smile. When Alexandra's assistant called the next morning, asking if Ryan could personally deliver the CEO's coffee again, he was stunned. "Sure," he said slowly. "If she doesn't mind it being late, the roads are rough." The assistant chuckled. "Trust me, she doesn't mind." He didn't realize he was being invited back not for coffee, but for recognition. The next delivery felt different. Alexandra was waiting this time, standing by the window overlooking the city skyline. "Good morning, Mr. Miles," she greeted softly. Her tone wasn't formal anymore. It was searching. Ryan smiled awkwardly. "Morning, ma'am. Same order as yesterday." "You sound familiar," she said. "Did you ever live in Vancouver?" Ryan blinked. "Yeah, for a while, when I was a kid, by Crescent Lake." Her lips parted slightly, breath catching. "Then it is you." Ryan frowned, unsure. "Sorry? You saved my brother, Evan. You pulled him from the ice that winter." Her voice trembled. "You disappeared after that. We wanted to thank you." Ryan chuckled faintly. "Didn't think anyone remembered. My family moved right after. Dad lost his job." For a moment, the CEO and the delivery man weren't worlds apart. They were just two people standing in the glow of an old memory that still mattered. Alexandra began ordering from Ryan's route every morning, insisting he deliver personally. The staff noticed, whispering behind glass walls. But she didn't care. Each visit stretched a few minutes longer. Small talk about the weather, then about his daughter, and eventually about how hard he'd been working since his wife left years ago. One day, she surprised him. "Ryan, how much do you make in a week?" He hesitated. "Maybe 300. On a good one." She frowned. "That's not enough for two people in this city." "It's honest," he said simply. Something in his tone struck her. Humility wrapped in quiet pride. She had everything, yet it felt hollow next to his sincerity. That night, she called HR. "We need a new coffee vendor," she said. "One with a driver named Ryan Miles." Ryan was stunned when the delivery company called to say his route had changed, permanently, to Hale Industries' exclusive supplier. "The CEO requested you," they said. "Don't screw this up." He didn't understand why, but he felt grateful. More money meant Ella could finally join the after-school art club. That first day under the new contract, Alexandra greeted him with a rare, genuine smile. "Welcome back, Mr. Miles." "Guess I'm your guy now," he said, half joking. "I guess you are," she replied softly. But something in her eyes wasn't businesslike anymore. It was personal. As weeks passed, the connection deepened. Alexandra found herself waiting for those brief moments each morning when Ryan would appear. Windblown, tired, but always kind. He listened when no one else dared speak honestly to her. Meanwhile, her assistant began noticing. "Ma'am, people are starting to talk," she warned gently. "The board won't like it." Alexandra brushed it off. Let them talk. But the warning lingered. For a CEO, even kindness could look like weakness. Ryan's daughter Ella drew Alexandra a thank you card one day, a messy crayon sketch of Daddy's coffee lady. Alexandra laughed, but something about it warmed her heart. She sent Ella an art kit the next day with a handwritten note. For the girl who inspires her dad to smile. When Ryan found out, he tried to refuse. "You didn't have to." "I wanted to," she interrupted. "You've done enough good for one lifetime. Let someone return it." For the first time in years, Ryan felt seen, not as a delivery man, but as a person who mattered. Their friendship quietly became the highlight of both their days, but it also drew attention. A senior executive named Martin, who had long been vying for Alexandra's position, noticed the deliveries, the smiles, the small talk, the laughter. He started digging. "Who is this Ryan Miles?" he asked HR. And soon he had enough to stir trouble. At the next board meeting, Martin dropped the hint. "Our CEO seems to have an unusually close relationship with a vendor." The room fell silent. Alexandra's jaw tightened. She knew what came next. Whispers, questions, scrutiny. The next morning, Ryan noticed the tension immediately. Alexandra's smile was gone, replaced by distant professionalism. "Morning, Ms. Hale," he said cautiously. "Thank you, Mr. Miles," she replied, eyes down. He paused. "Did I do something wrong?" "No," she whispered. "You did everything right. That's the problem." He left confused and worried. That night, Alexandra sat alone in her office, staring at the skyline. She had built her empire from nothing, fought through sexism and scandal to reach the top. But now the smallest act of decency risked tearing it all down. Martin leaked rumors to the media. "CEO in secret relationship with delivery driver," one headline read. Alexandra's phone exploded with calls. Investors panicked. Ryan saw the article at a gas station. His stomach dropped. "No, no!" He rushed to Hale Industries that afternoon, but security stopped him. "She's in a meeting," they said. When Alexandra finally came out, her eyes were red. "They're threatening my position," she admitted. They say I showed favoritism. Ryan shook his head. I never asked for anything. I know, she said softly. That's what makes it unfair. Days later, Alexandra called Ryan to her office one last time. They've asked me to step down, she said quietly. Effective immediately. Ryan's heart sank. Because of me? Because I dared to care, she replied bitterly. But I don't regret it. He wanted to say something, anything, but words failed. She walked him to the elevator. Goodbye, Ryan. When the doors closed between them, it felt like losing something neither had yet admitted they'd found. Weeks passed. Ryan went back to late-night dishwashing, early morning runs. He tried to forget her, but every time he heard a woman order black coffee, his chest tightened. One afternoon, Ella asked, Daddy, when will Miss Alex visit again? He smiled sadly. She's busy, sweetheart. But across the city, Alexandra was anything but busy. Without Hale Industries, her calendar was empty. Success had vanished overnight, but strangely, so had the loneliness. A month later, Alexandra spotted a Help Wanted sign outside a small neighborhood cafe. She walked in, craving the smell of coffee and normalcy. Behind the counter, wiping down tables, was Ryan. He froze when he saw her. Alexandra? She smiled, tired, genuine. Couldn't stay away from the coffee world, I guess. They laughed awkwardly, the tension melting into something familiar. Over time, Alexandra became a regular at the cafe, sitting by the window while Ryan worked. She'd help him close up sometimes, folding chairs, wiping counters. Never thought I'd see you doing this, she teased one night. He grinned. Never thought I'd see you without 10 suits and a boardroom. They laughed. But beneath the laughter, something unspoken grew stronger. One snowy evening, Ryan walked her to her car. You know, she said, I used to think success was having everyone listen when I spoke, but now I think it's finding someone who listens when I'm silent. He met her gaze, heart pounding. I know what you mean. The wind whipped around them, but for once they didn't care. Months later, the cafe expanded, with new investors and a rebrand. Alexandra handled the business side. Ryan managed operations. They became partners, in business, in life, in quiet understanding. Their love didn't make headlines this time. It didn't need to. It was built on shared struggle, mutual respect, and second chances. On opening day, little Ella stood proudly at the counter with a tray of cookies. The sign above the door read Miles and Hale Cafe, where kindness is served hot. As customers poured in, Alexandra caught Ryan's eye from across the room. He smiled softly. Guess we made it, she nodded. Together. Outside, snow fell on the city that once tore them apart, now watching as two ordinary souls built something extraordinary out of courage, compassion, and coffee.